Welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how to rotate the live preview of a camera in native Android application using CameraX. So let's get started. Okay, before I show you guys the output, let me quickly do a bit of setup on my device. It will just take a bit of time. Okay, so I'll just mirror my device. So here I have the output running. So first it is asking me for the camera permission, so I'll just give that particular camera permission. And if you see, I don't know how easily it's understandable to you, but I have rotated the live camera view by 90 degrees. So you can rotate it by any degrees. That's what this video is all about. Now here I'll just change this to 45. Maybe that might give you a better idea, because I've already shown you 90 degrees, right? So maybe running it by 45 degree will give you a better idea. And also the image is you're also saving the image. Here you can see now it is rotated by 45 degree. I can just click on take photo, and here it has captured the photo. Now you can just go to your files app, go to images, and here you can see this is the captured image which we have. So let's see how to do this. I'm using XML layout, but if you want you can use Jetpack Compose as well. So first you need to go to build.gradle.kts. here you have to add Android X camera core, then Android X camera 2, Android X camera lifecycle, Android X camera view, Android X media 3 effect, as well as lib media 3 effect. So you have to add all these dependencies. Then you need to go to ProGuard rules dot, sorry, not ProGuards, you will have to go to libs.versions.toml, because we are using version catalog. All the version number of the library is listed inside version catalog. So first you will have to add this camera core as well as camera 2. Then you will have to add this media 3 effect as well as media 3 effect version. So make sure you add this. Now at the time of me recording, media 3 effect is still in alpha, but if you by the time you guys watch it, if it is stable, make sure you use the stable version. Next, here you need to add this camera 2 line, this entire line. Then you need to add this camera core, then this camera view, and then this camera lifecycle as well. And over here you have to add this Android X media 3 effect as well as this media 3 effect. Now you will see a sync now button. Just to show it to you, I'll do something like this. Do not change it to 1.6.0. you should use whatever is the latest version. Here you will see the sync now button. You will have to click on the sync now. I have already clicked on it, so I won't do it again. It will download the dependencies for you. Then you need to go to Android manifest.xml. firstly here you have to add this uses feature Android camera. Then you need to add this internet permission as well. Then you need to add this camera permission, and then you need to add this write external storage permission. Then you need to go to activity underscore main, go over here. Firstly we display our preview view. So the width and height is 0, and we are constraining it to all the sides so that it occupies the entire width and height of the screen. Then here we have one button. Here this is the ID of the button, this is the text of the button. Here I am assigning again the width and height of the button, and we are constraining it to the the bottom of the screen. So yeah, that's what we are doing over here. Then let's go to main activity. So these are all the imports which I have. I'll simply scroll through this. Feel free to pause the video wherever you feel like and just copy the code. So I'll simply, now here we have annotated with @unstable. So if I just remove this, just to show it to you, here you can see we are getting this error. That's why we have to add unstable annotation. Now this particular thing is coming from the stable version of media 3 effect, not the alpha version which we are using. But this is one of the quirks of Android development, that even though the API is stable, the library version is stable, the API is a bit unstable. I don't know why they are doing this, but hopefully by the time you watch it you don't need to add this, hopefully. Let's see. Then here we create an image capture as well as an executor service. Then here is our preview view as well as our button. Then here I'm using register for activity result for requesting multiple permissions. So by default this value is true. Then we just loop over all these values. If the value is not provided, then we just change this to false, and if this is false we just display a toast message. Otherwise we start our camera. Then inside on create we just initialize our viewfinder. we initialize our button, and on click of our button we just call take photo as well. Then if all permissions are granted, we just start our camera, else we request permission. Then here we create a camera executor as well. Here we have one method called take photo, so we just check whether image capture was initialized or not. Then this is the image name which we give. Then here we have this content value, so we provide a display name, a MIME type, and if the HDK version, if user is using above Android version, then we have to set the relative path as well. Then we just do image capture dot output file options dot builder, passing the content resolver, external content URI as well as the content values, as here is our build method. Then we just do image capture dot take capture, and here is the on error callback as well as on image saved. Here we just get the URI of the saved image. So with the help of this URI, we can display it inside an image view as well. Then here we just do camera executor dot shutdown, and here we display a toast message as well. Then here we have the start camera method. Then here we just define our aspect ratio strategy. Here we define an aspect ratio. Here is our resolution selector as well. Then here we just do process camera provider dot get instance of this. Then here we do camera provider future dot add listener. Here is our camera provider, here is our preview view, and here we set the resolution selector as well. Then here we do image capture dot build, setting the resolution selector as well as the capture mode. By default I'm using the back camera. Here we use case group builder, add our use case of preview as well as image capture. Then here we create our media 3 effect for preview, video capture or image capture. Then here we do media 3 effect dot set effects, and here we pass the, here you can see we are setting the rotation as 45 degrees, but you can change this value to whatever you feel like. Then here we just do use case group builder dot add effect, pass our media 3 effect. Then here we just do camera provider dot unbind all, then we just bind to the life cycle. Then here I have define one method called request permission. So yeah, this is how we request the permission for camera, and this one method, helper method, just to check whether the permissions were granted or not. And inside on destroy lifecycle we just shut down our executor, and here I have just defined one companion object which has variables like the file name format, the request permissions as well, which is a mutable list of camera, and below Android and Android P devices they also require write external storage. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.